starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house for another great show. We're going to be talking about, of course, Tom Lee and Bitmine Emmersion, BMNR, and of course the new money world order that is being set up. So it's going to be a really fun show. I hope you guys enjoy a lot of the insights. If you're not aware of a lot of the information that I'll be dropping today, we're going to get into that, of course. That's going to set us up real nice for this Ethereum bull market coming up. And, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin too and how it's lost a little bit of its shine despite the fact that it's still going to do really well in the future. And then we get into a bit of Pulse Chain update as well. And for those that you love MrBeast, we'll be covering that as well because that's going to be pretty exciting, I think, moving forward. So, even though the markets are down, the future is hyper bullish. So we're going to talk about that. We do have some short-term issues and risks, that also create volatility in the markets. Obviously, the United States getting ready for potential Iran, maybe regime change. We'll see how that all plays out. Certainly, around nuclear enrichment, things like that, still playing out. So we'll get into all of that. Hey, we got Orez in the house there. Good to see you, Orez. Welcome to the chat there. And we got also Property View. Good to have you back. I appreciate the Property View. Big shout out to you. And we got Wookie. Of course, Wookie is the head of our Discord. Good to see you. The boss is back. Yeah, great to see that. And thanks, Wookie. Appreciate all the work you do. And hope you're having a good time there in New Zealand. All right. Should we get going? Let's get into the markets and see how we're going. And hopefully this time suits. I'm in Australia now, so at least for a good period of time. And it's I think it's about 1 o'clock in New Zealand, 10:30 a.m. here in Australia where I am. So kind of cool. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. Good to see you. A Valiant, always a pleasure. Great to see you in the chat as well. All right, let's deep dive into the markets and see where we are at the moment. Obviously, after we've had liquidation events and a couple of moves down to the downside in this bear market, and that's since October the 10th, right? So that's kind of the play out. We're doing pretty well last year for the markets. Stock market was obviously going up a lot, has been going up this year too. Crypto market was doing not too bad last year until October, and we've seen gold and silver commodities really rally and still looking really, really good. Of course, we knew that that was going to happen because we knew banks were buying and all that sort of stuff. And we've been talking about it for the last 2 years, and that's played out very nicely. But crypto is set up for a huge run coming up. It is the next big thing, and there's lots of fundamentals, which we've been after for years, the holy grail of these crypto lineups, and it's going to happen. You just got to be there when it's there, and you've got to be in the right assets as well. So just a couple of things to think about. We got Frank White in the house there. Good to see you, Frank White. Good to see you back. Good to see you as well, Frank, as always. And let's get into it. So we got we got the crypto market at the moment. I know stock market will do that tomorrow. And we've got the price of Bitcoin. So let's go to total market cap, 2.386 trillion. Super small, remember, super small market cap. It is down 0.9%. So we're going to have such a re-rate on this market cap. It's going to be ginormous. And it's really going to be fun. It's going to be fun to watch it up there. And of course, you've been given an extended period of time to pick up the goodies. And at good prices. So you're getting good volumes right now. So, buy when there's extreme fear, and that's always good to start DCAing at the bottom, picking up massive volumes, and pat yourself on the back later. We got Bitcoin at the moment at $67,545, down 0.8%. Now, obviously, some people are still forecasting for one more leg down, but we may not get it. We've certainly got some things that might help that happen, like an attack on Iran, for example. Depending on how that goes, right? If it's short and sweet and does its job, or whether it takes some time, sort of things play out on the markets as well. Ethereum right now down 1.3% at $1,951, so holding up pretty well there. XRP is down 2.9% at $1.39. Number 5 is BNB, down 1.8% at $614. Remember that was up close to $1,200, so it's almost down 50% there. We got Solana at number 7, down 3.1% at $82. We got Tron at number 8, up 0.5% at 29 cents. And then Doge at number 9, down 3.5%. Finally, we got number 10 is Figure Hallock. That's $1.04 there. We had quite a few changes in the guard, though. Cardano's gone all the way to number 13. In between that, of course, is Bitcoin Cash and White Bitcoin there. So a bit of a change of the guard above the top 10 there. Best performer over the last 24 hours is Tron, and over the last week is Tron as well, up 3.5%. So there we go. Top 100 performers. We've got Morpho. It's up 21%. We've got World Liberty Financial still up there, 12.9%. Of course, everyone's looking at the Trump game, right? What are the Trump family doing? And it's a very good signal, potentially, what the White House is doing, because they've got the contacts, right? Stable there is at number 94. It's at number 3, up 9.9%. Cosmos up 6%, and Nexo there at number 71 is up 3.7%. So those are the top 5 in the top 100 on CoinGecko. Top 1,000 is not in employment. That's up 60%. Adventure Gold up 44%, and Greyhound up 36%. Those are the top 1,000 gainers. Trending overall, though, is Bitcoin, Pudgy Penguins, and XRP. Those are the ones that are trending right now, and it's a fine list, actually. So that is the overall markets. Getting to Bitcoin before we lead into our main topic, which is Tom Lee, Bitmine Emmersion, MrBeast, and of course the New World Money Order, which we're going to lay out. We're going to lay out there. So at the moment we got Bitcoin on the monthly. You can see the monthly chart there. We've got the 50 monthly moving average in yellow, and that is sitting at 65,416, and we're currently at 67,589. So we're about a good $2,100 above that. So we're sitting there nice and pretty, and they want to hold that, of course, to avoid some further capitulation there, potentially down into the 50s is what people are thinking. Let's see where we go from there. Now, looking at the daily, let's go to the daily now and have a look at that. So daily, let's see here. Daily there, we've obviously got the death cross here, which is where the 50-day, and that was all the way back on the 16th of November last year, following that liquidation event. We've got the death cross there playing out for some time now. So let's have a look how many days that is. That is 98 days, so almost 100 days, and we're pretty much down from there. We're around about 37% or so, and that's kind of where we're tracking. So no respite yet to get a reversal there and get some golden cross there. That's what we're after in the future, but it can't be too far away. We're in February, so we may get something in March or April. We got the Clarity Act potentially in March or April, and it looks like there's a lot more momentum happening, a lot more discussions at the White House and between Democrats and Republicans to get that done. And of course, Democrats probably want to get that done too, because they don't really want all the crypto firms spending millions and billions of dollars to get the Republicans back in to make sure that they get their crypto policies right. So there's a lot of politicking going on there. So that's Bitcoin right now. Let's look at Ethereum, which is moving into our main story. Before we get to that, though, we've got a few people else in the house here. Let's see who's jumped in here. We've got Hexgrader in the house. Hey, gang, good to see Hexgrader as always. We've got Sean O'Malley. Good morning, all. Good morning, Sean. Hope you're enjoying Adelaide. We've got Craig in the house as well. Morning, all. Super is back indeed, Craig. Always a pleasure. What else do we got there? We got Wesley in the house there. The more you dive into how these cryptos originated, you will run away so fast, as he says. Bag holders all the way to the bottom. That's pretty negative there, Wesley. All right. We got DCA is the game, says Sean. DCA is the game. All right. So let's jump over into Ethereum here. And we've got the Ethereum price currently on the monthly average. We got the monthly average at 2,500. We're currently at $1,954, so definitely on the bottom of the range. And Ethereum has been more suppressed than a lot of the majors, right? So when I say majors, so the top 10, top 20. And so I think when the run happens on this, it's going to be truly glorious, absolutely glorious. You can come back to some of these videos and pick that off. But we're setting up, the fundamentals are looking incredible for the next 2 years at the very least. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So yeah, $954 right now. So we're below about $550 below that monthly moving average. It's a lot worse off than a Bitcoin, but actually, I think the upside's way more glorious than Bitcoin. So we're going to talk about that in a minute. So that's going to be where we are on the monthly. Let's go to the daily on the old Ethereum. And let's have a look where we are. So we had our death cross here all the way on the 24th of November, about a week after, about 8 days after the Bitcoin one. So we're well over 100 days, I believe, on this. Let's have a quickly check how many days that is. Not 100 days. We're 90. So it's 8 days later, right? So we're 90 days in the death cross there. And we're down around about, well, not quite that much because we were already lower, 3,000. We're down at 1950. So there we go, $1,050 all the way down there. And we're hoping we can hold this range, right? Otherwise, the next range would be about $1,500 to $1,600. That will probably be the last leg down, given how good the fundamentals are and the structural change in Ethereum. So that's kind of the overview there on Ethereum. Now, the argument would be that the Bitcoin is still going to be the store of value moving forward. And that's when investors come back more into digital currencies as opposed to risk off, which is kind of what we're seeing gold running as well, especially with the banks. Some people argue that they see something that everyone else is not seeing. But of course, they're probably trying to hedge against Trump's movements. Trump, of course, is not playing around. He is looking for domination in the US. Will be successful with that. And he's been delivering some pretty amazing things. I'm sure we're going to see that in the State of the Union address. So we are the next 2 years. It looks like the US economy is absolutely stunning. We're probably looking at 5-6% plus growth. That's unbelievable growth rates. Remember, the US economy is about 29 trillion plus or minus, and that's huge growth rates on that. And people remember all the liberals for decades said, "Oh, we can't do it. Well, of course, they could have always done it. They just don't know what they're doing, right? And also, they got some bad agendas. But Trump is bringing back all the right things, working the balance sheet, working the profit and loss, and really optimizing everything. And it's really starting to bear fruits in 26 and 27 after laying the foundation in 2025, right? So that's kind of the layout. And the growth rates are all looking fantastic. Inflation is looking more like deflation's coming. And so we're looking at high growth, low inflation environment. In fact, the deflation is becoming the worry for some economists. So there we go. I think it's going to be pretty exciting. Therefore, interest rates could get pretty low, and we could see some pretty interesting repricing of bonds, as well as preferred stock like MicroStrategy's super duper offerings. That could be pretty insane. We're going to keep a lookout for that as potentially something in the future for those that are familiar. All right, so that's pretty fun, and Ethereum is setting up really well compared to Bitcoin. It's obviously been suppressed a lot more, and I think the rally is going to be hyper bullish for Ethereum. It is going to have the big bullish things happening to it, right? It's going to have the tokenization, and we already see all the some of the big asset managers already talking about tokenizing 100 trillion plus of assets. It's going to be truly glorious. So that's going to play out. We've obviously got the SEC backing that up. The SEC chair there saying, "Hey, look, we're going to see all these companies tokenized. In other words, their stock prices from the stock market into the blockchain, and of course, financial products into the blockchain as well, bring all their customers and all their trillions of dollars with them." It's going to be in stages, of course, but I actually think once they start doing a few and they work pretty well, it doesn't take them too long to work that out. Then within months, they start bringing over a lot more money, and it's just game on the blockchain. So exciting times. Ethereum, of course, is the blockchain of choice. Of course, battle tested. That's the reason why Richard Hart forked it with the Pulse chain, and also that it has a smart contract domination. And of course, what we know, not only tokenization, but the stablecoin theme with the Genius Act, which will probably have regulations by mid this year, and has to be in place by January next year, which is not too far away when in crypto time. But it's going to be pretty glorious. So we've got all that playing: tokenization, stablecoin boom, and of course, Treasury Scott Bessent talking about $3 or $4 trillion in stablecoins by 2030. It's absolutely game on, and Ethereum they're dominating 55-60% plus of the stablecoin boom. That means, what does it mean? It means that Circle and stablecoin offer issuers are going to be in big demand. We could see some big rallies in those prices. Of course, when they issue US dollars and USDC or USD Tether, they take a lot of those money and they put them in repos, government bonds, and things like that. And they earn billions and billions of dollars. a stack of money, which is so lucrative. And I don't know if you guys recall some time back, Richard Hart was talking about the fact that it was the most profitable business. And of course, the banks are eyeing all that up, right? They're looking at those stablecoin issuers. They want in on the action. We already see the Trump family getting in on the action with World Liberty, and of course, USD1 really started to re-rate. We're getting a lot of more issuance in USD1. Keep a lookout for that. So anyone that's in those kind of stable coins that's earning all that money, those companies will, tickers will get re-rated. So there's some low-hanging fruit there for you if you weren't thinking about that. So game on. That's one of the areas where we should see a big re-rating in prices for those coming up. So it's going to be very exciting. So on the Genius Act, we also need a market structure bill, right? So we've got the Clarity Act coming up. We're seeing we had a setback in January, February on that. We saw Coinbase there pull out, and of course there's a conflict between the traditional banks and of course between the DeFi and CeFi entities that want to offer yield, right? And of course we love yield in DeFi and CeFi. Compared to traditional banks. And of course, that's where all the innovation is happening, which is one of the main reasons why Trump and the White House and all the crypto czars and everyone else are wanting to get into crypto and blockchain, because it leads the innovation. Used to be Wall Street, used to be the kingpin of that. And of course, we've seen collapses back in the Great Recession in 2008 with some of the products there around property. But most of the innovation now is in DeFi. And of course, we see that even on Pulse Chain, we've got a number of really innovative developers coming up with their own tokenomics and their own designs, and it's very excited to see that, all the way from yield farming to DeFi yield through to leverage, all those sort of things coming to play. And of course, we can't say enough about LibertySwap moving the frontier of privacy offerings as well, and that's a big theme. So we've got tokenization, we've got stablecoin boom. We've got the Clarity Act going to bring us market regulation. And once regulation comes in, that means all of TradeFly can truly flood in. And there are hundreds of trillions of dollars waiting to flow into the old blockchain. And of course, Ethereum being the chosen one there. Some of the other chains that will probably do pretty well, just as a secondary thought, potentially Solana, although Solana has some issues, that definitely would be a good chain for the payment rails, as long as they're not stopping the chain and this and that, because obviously you can't have that going on if you're a big bank. You want to do a lot of transactions. And of course, we also have XRP in that game as well, payment rails. And of course, we are seeing some interactions there with the Trump family operating with the old Ripple and XRP. We obviously also got, we need information, right? So we also got Chainlink looking really good for the information flows. So you think about it, we've got these stablecoin issuers that look like they could get dramatically re-rated as they ramp up their stablecoins. But we've also got these payment rail blockchains, and of course the tokenization. So you can sort of pick off the right chains for the right purpose, and of course which institutions are coming in to back those, right? And that's going to lead us into the type of the background and the title of the video today around Tom Lee. So yeah, we've got the Genius Act coming up. It looks like it's getting very close. So there's dates about 1st of March to get it done. Maybe we might get it done by April. But once that happens, it's going to be huge, because it's going to really define securities and commodities. It's going to define which regulators, the SEC, etc., that are going to be running those, and also custodial aspects to things. And so yeah, pretty much it's going to be a massive FOMO, and of course that's going to support the Genius Act as well with the stablecoin. So it's all coming together. It really needs to be done, because why? Why it needs to be done? Let's have a quick look at that as well. So this is the end game. This is the end game of the Trumps. So David Sachs there is the crypto czar, as well as AI. And he says banking and crypto will merge into one digital asset industry. That's the end game. So if you take one thing away from this this live stream, is that this is the end game. It's a dramatic. So just like Trump reordering the World Trade Order, even with the setback from the Supreme Court, he's got other alternatives to keep that up, and that's what he's doing. They're also reordering the world monetary system through the US, right? David Sachs says banking and crypto will merge into one digital asset industry. Think about that. That is a fundamental shift, just like the World Trade Order. Now we've got a change in the financial system as well, with new US payment rails built on the blockchain. Let's say that enough. New US. Now you need a fast enough chain for that. Chains like SVM, chains like Solana fit into that, as long as they're not shutting down, not having setbacks. These are kind of Ripple, of course, XRP like that as well. it's a pretty big deal. So this is the end game. And this is what people like Tom Lee are looking at, right? They're looking at this end game and saying, how can we position it? Because Tom Lee, of course, traditionally a stock market guy, back in the late 90s, 2000s, was a wireless analyst, right? Worked at banks like Morgan Stanley, etc., but has really been a crossover champion, one of the few and early ones from stock market to crypto, right? So he's really been on the frontier of that and has made a lot of his clients rich just by taking 1% positions on Bitcoin, for example, back 2017, etc. Has really made a lot of people rich, and therefore he's gained a lot of support from the big institutions, from TradeFi into crypto. So if you're wondering how's he been able to, in Bitmine Emmersion, get so many billions, it's because of this positioning that he's done and the credibility he's got. Now in 2024, of course, he was the only real top analyst in public that got the S&P 500 target right. He obviously a little bit rough on 2025, but generally knows that the direction is going one way, and of course that all those numbers will be fulfilled in due course. Now, obviously, we have setbacks due to politics in the United States, but generally everything is going in the right direction, supporting Trump's vision for America and, of course, the golden age as well that we've been talking about. And things are really going to start to be felt the end of this quarter, next quarter, with a lot of the tax refunds, etc., and, of course, the high GDP that's been played out. So it's exciting times. And, of course, on the backdrop of all that, we've got the fourth industrial age, the convergence, all these technologies, from quantum chips, AI software, robotics, space, everything is coming together, and we're really in an exciting phase. Of course, a lot of adjustment will be required in the labor markets, but it is pretty exciting where that's all heading. So on the backdrop of that, we've got obviously new international trade, new financial system being built, and that's where you're going to be able to benefit from in crypto, because if you pick the right chains like Ethereum, you're going to do pretty damn well. Now, we're expecting, of course, Pulse Chain to benefit from that the Ethereum rally, particularly around the Magic Carpet Ride funds, assuming those are used, of course, to prop up Pulse Chain in the future. And that could be pretty exciting, right? We've seen Richard Hart talk about $10,000. Certainly seems like something that is in his mind, and that was a pretty good indication of where things might go. Now, he's got other things he can do before that, of course, and he's been doing them with things like ProveX. So we're going to keep a lookout for that, and a lot of website updates as well. Now, let's get into it. So this is the end game. Banking and crypto will merge. Think about that as a big deal. A new monetary system. So who dominates that? Well, Tom Lee. Tom Lee wants to dominate it, and that's where we get into some pretty awesome things. Now, obviously, Tom Lee has set up Bitmine Emmersion, and they now have 4.3 to almost 4.4 million Ethereum. Remember, there's about 121 million Ethereum. They got almost they're heading towards 5%. So it's a pretty big deal. They need 6 million. They're at 4.3. So they've still got about 1.6, probably about 1.6 million to buy. And they're probably going to get that all by this year. All by this year's expectation there. Obviously, they have a lot of cash on hand, about 670 million last time I checked. I think they spent a bit of that over the last couple of days. They have been increasing their purchases over the last week, and we've seen that as an increasing trend. And of course, that means that they are setting themselves up as the 5% alchemy, right? So that's kind of the position there. They're going to get a lot of network benefits from that, and they're going to be pretty much the leader for Ethereum. They're pretty much taking that dominant leadership role for Ethereum. They give nice references to Vitalik, who's changed his theme back into privacy in the right direction for DeFi. But really, it's Tom Lee that's going to be taking the cheerleader role and leadership role, as well as the leading financial role for Ethereum. That's super, super bullish. And it's great to have a cheerleader, particularly with a lot of charisma like Tom Lee. He's got that quiet charisma, and that's very exciting. Now, he's obviously extremely well connected to be able to raise billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars to buy up all this Ethereum and keep people believing in the vision until, of course, it realizes itself. Now, obviously, we've had big liquidations since October. We're all the way through to now. But we know that every single time we have this big sell-off, over 50%, that we get a V recovery. So that is coming in front of us, and it's going to be even more powerful than ever because of what's happening at the longer term themes. And that's the key part there. But they're going to play out in 26, 27. It's going to be pretty exciting. We were expecting volatility in the first half of the year. So we have got that. We've probably got a few more variables that will play into that. But the second half is truly looking glorious. So get your positions is all I can say. once again, do your own financial due diligence and all the good stuff, but it is exciting where we're going. So what's the thing? So you know you've got Ethereum. You know it's going to be leading the stable coins. You know it's going to be leading the tokenization. Bitmine Emmersion is taking its key role. They're going to leverage that role, by the way. So they're staking. They've now staked over 3 million of their Ethereum. Once all 6 million is staked, they will be earning, depending on the price of Ethereum, let's say at 3,000, they'll be earning about 550 million, I think it is. It's pretty huge. So at the moment, you know, they're heading up towards 1 million a day. So they're accumulating all that staking rewards. We see that the staking queue for Ethereum is about 4 million Ethereum, and half of that is the Bitmine Emmersion, right? So they are just, everyone wants to go in and no one wants to leave the staking. So we get supply sinks. We've got big supply sinks. We've got a big institutional buyer, and things are looking really, really ripe. So pretty cool. Now, what's the other big bullish thing we know about strategic around Ethereum? And that is the institutions. Even though retail has been selling off the market, particularly Bitmine and also Ethereum, the institutions have been coming in and buying all the Bitmine up, right? So they've been buying Bitmine, right? So let's quickly jump to that. We're going to come back to MrBeast. And institutions continue to bet on Ethereum amid rock bottom investor sentiment. So retail doesn't know what it's doing because the institutions are coming in, and they're coming in by large numbers. We're talking about all the big names: Morgan Stanley, BlackRock, Vanguard. They're all coming in, many of them, dozens and dozens and dozens. I think there's about 500 of different size institutions coming into Bitmine. And this is because they see the big vision. I told you back at the beginning that this is all about a new monetary system change that's coming about on the blockchain. We've got stablecoins, tokenization, payment rails as some of the leading factors there. Obviously, privacy is also going to be a big deal as well. And so Tom Lee sees all this, and he's got the ability to move money to this belief and this view, and front run the Clarity Act that's coming up with the market structure. Once that happens, the floodgates open, right? The TradeFi comes in, the traditional institutions come in. It is a big deal. And presumably when the White House comes out with more about buying Bitcoin and the altcoin stockpile, it's going to be even more fuel for the fire. So it is exciting, guys. It really is cool. So that's kind of where Tom Lee is. It's a master move, guys. It's a generational move. And you guys are in the right place at the right time. And you can't ask for much better than that. You know, you cannot ask for much better than that. It's kind of the holy thing. You know, 5 years ago you would have been too early, but now you're at the right time. 5 years from now, probably, you know, well in the cycle, right? So it's a great time to be here right now on the old crypto. So institutions are coming in. They know. So what do they mean? Are they probably on the phone with Tom Lee having good privacy chats? Hey, Tom Lee's going, hey, I want to raise another billion. I want another 2 billion. Well, they go, why should we put our 2 billion here and not somewhere else? Well, and Tom Lee's giving them the big picture as well as some of the secret sauce, right, about what his plans are to dominate. So not only will they be staking Ethereum, of course, they're going to act as a staking partner for the others, right, with their Maven setup. So they're going to be taking maximum yield, probably about 3% a year. And they're going to offer a lot of that yield to other partners. They're going to be providing that service to third parties. And that will include not just Ethereum, but Solana and other chains as well. It's a big deal. So they're going to be offering financial services as the cornerstone holder of Ethereum, as well as earning a ton of money on a yearly basis, which will put them in the top couple of dozen firms in the world earning that sort of money, and particularly the top banks in the world. So it's a game changer, right? It's a game changer what Tom Lee is doing. Very, very clever. And they've basically got no debt, got a very small team running the show. It is like a dream setup, and the institutions love that. So not only do they love the setup for Bitmine Emmersion, but they also love the fact that Ethereum will dominate. And so this Clarity Act is super, super important. It is obviously a conditionality, and we're waiting for that to go through, but it does look increasingly positive with recent updates that we've had over the last week. So it's getting very exciting, guys. New monetary system, Bitmine Emmersion to dominate. Tom Lee is seeing this vision, and he's moving first. He's a first mover, and what a very beautiful move it's going to be. Now, he's already given a bit of secret sauce. He says it's going to be a 10-year window, guys, a 10-year window where this is going to do incredible value re-rates. So whether you're around for 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years, there's going to be lots of revaluations going on. Obviously, there's pullbacks on the way, but the amount of money that could be made is ginormous. Being in basically the frontier of the new monetary system on the Ethereum blockchain, I mean, you can't ask them much better than that. That is pretty exciting. So that's pretty cool. Now, obviously, with all the financial benefits from the chain, what else have we got going, right? So we've obviously got the fact that he wants to match the financial trend, the financial shift and the blockchain domination, and he wants to match that with the consumer. This is why he's done this, MrBeast, right? MrBeast, of course, has got 1 in 3 people connected to the internet, about 1 billion people across all his platforms now watch MrBeast, right, in some form or another. And this is massive. No one has a bigger reach than this. This is the consumer, and this is the holy grail, right? So a lot of product, you can build the greatest product in the world, but if you don't always get to the market, then you're never really going to grow. Now, it's not quite true in Ethereum. Of course, there's already an existing market, but if you want to get world domination, you're changing the world financial system, and everyone's moving to Ethereum, then you want to also get most of the people on the planet also using the protocol, moving to the financial system, right? So this is where the MrBeast, I think, comes in. Pretty exciting. Now, MrBeast, of course, just bought of course, Bitmine Emmersion got it. So let's go back to that. So Bitmine Emmersion there did a $200 million MrBeast bet as part of its Moonshot program. But really, this is a strategic move, right? It's not just about doing really well by investing in MrBeast, which by itself would be amazing, as MrBeast has now moved big time into the financial markets. And so with this 200 million investment that prices MrBeast at about $5 billion, that's nothing. This is pre-IPO. MrBeast is arguably, once he rolls out this financial system and matches it with his viewership, you're totally talking about $1 trillion IPO, right? So you're probably going up to $1 trillion. It's going to be mad gains. It's going to be MrBeast is going to be the new BlackRock of his generation, and particularly around millennials, the Alpha generation, Z generation, those sort of things. It's a big deal. So if you match that big audience and you miss the MrBeast movement, and now Bitmine's $200 million enabling this company, MrBeast, to really expand into the financial markets, and then you're going to bring that over to Ethereum, right? That's a big deal. So you can see how it's matching the blockchain with the consumer. This is kind of the holy grail, mass adoption, right? Everyone used to talk about Bitcoin, how many people got Bitcoin wallets. Well, this is just accelerating that to get it to the market, a complete market saturation, right? So very exciting. And of course, there's going to be a huge transfer of wealth between the boomers and the X generation through to the millennials, the alphas and the Zs, etc. over time. It is a big deal. So yeah, fun times, guys, fun times. And so I think we just saw recently the Bitmine Emmersion go from an issuance of around about 500 million shares up to 50 billion. And people, of course, the shareholders were pretty concerned about that. Are you going to dilute our holdings? Because obviously, generally, you would expect a DAT or digital asset treasury like MicroStrategy for Bitcoin or a Bitmine Emmersion to creatively increase your Ethereum per share, right? That's kind of the general expectation. But if you've got 50 billion shares now, potentially that could be issued, then you could get massively diluted. Now, how that might play out is going to be interesting. Why was it done now and not done later? And I think it's probably because of this MrBeast. This is my suspicion. And my suspicion is that we could see some rollout. So as we can see here with MrBeast, who's just blowing up with all of his Beast expansions into Feastables, chocolate bars, obviously a lot of gaming setups with extreme challenges, all his philanthropy work around schools and everything else. It's a pretty big deal. But recently, of course, MrBeast bought Step, right? Step is a financial product, kind of, let's say a bank, but it's really, a financial suite and not quite a full bank, of course. But this is what MrBeast is going. Used that $200 million probably to buy it. And now they've got the Step out, right? And they bought it at a discount because Step used to be worth billions of dollars. So they got it on the down cycle. And they're going to roll it out to their hundreds of millions of viewers, right? All that young generation in particular. And this is huge. So MrBeast obviously has a vision of also educating people around budgeting and finance, something that a lot of schools don't really give. And so I think this is going to be pretty amazing. And what do I think? So we also know that Bitmine Emmersion is doing their own app. So I'm not sure how that quite plays into Step, but it could be pretty interesting how that is coming. And of course, we don't know exactly the services on the Bitmine Emmersion app that's coming out soon, but I suspect it's going to be pretty related to some of the stuff MrBeast is doing, and obviously having some blockchain offerings. Now, we've got 50 billion shares. Why would that be the case? Well, Tom Lee argues that, if Bitmine does as well as we're expecting it to do to lead the financial system on Ethereum, then if Ethereum gets up to $10,000, $22,000, it could be worth $500, $1,000 a share on the old Bitmine. It's currently $20. We're going to look at that. And so what could happen there? Well, obviously he wants to make it a cheaper share price. Why is that so important? Well, probably more because he wants to mass adopt it, right? And that brings in MrBeast. So it's a big deal. So people can buy a smaller amount. Maybe a share's worth $2 rather than $500 or $1,000. And so more people can buy more shares. So that's why I think that he's done a issuance in addition to normal capital raising, where you want to buy, still got to buy 1.6 million ETH. Still, we still got to buy all that. He still has about 650 million or so dollars. And of course, also what we call the MNAV, right? The net asset value. That is, you keep a premium to the share price. As the share price has got this perceived premium, people are buying the share price more than the underlying Ethereum held, the net asset value. Then you can sell some of those shares and get the capital and then buy more Ethereum and then increase the Ethereum per share. That's kind of the logic there. So that is what we've been seeing happening. We see it with MicroStrategy, and we could see some pretty awesome things happening there. Now, remember, the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum has staking, and so staking, you get the yield from it, a really big deal. And that's a big difference between the two DATs, the digital asset treasuries of MicroStrategy, MSTR, and of course Bitmine, Emmersion, BMNR. So some pretty big stuff there. So I think we're going to see some pretty crazy stuff. I hope this has opened some of your eyes for those that haven't been able to put all this together. But this is a really big deal, and this is coming up potentially within months. We could see this app from Bitmine Emmersion and a few more Blue's Clues around MrBeast and the Step app that they just bought. So very, very exciting. Yeah, but Beast Industries acquired Step to expand into youth-focused financial services. Beast Industries did not disclose the amount it used to acquire Step. The deal extended MrBeast brand beyond media and consumer products. He's going full financial. That's where all the money's made. And Tom Lee sees that, and it's a perfect match. A master move by Tom Lee, arguably the best retail strategist on Wall Street. So a big deal there going on, and I think it's pretty exciting where this is all hitting. Mass adoption is coming. The perfect match between the blockchain, the financial revolution, and new financial world order, as well as the population of the earth pretty much getting to participate through MrBeast, obviously the number one influencer in the world. Nothing even close to him, really, outside of that, outside maybe Ronaldo, the soccer star. So pretty awesome stuff there. And I think it's pretty exciting where that's all going. So hope you guys enjoyed that breakdown. And you got to get excited about the future. Obviously, we have short-term pullbacks. This pullback at the moment is a gift in the hand, given what I've just laid out coming forward. I hope you guys enjoy it. It is pretty exciting, and you got to feel pretty upbeat about that. Now, if you're still depressed about markets going down, you obviously haven't been in crypto very long or financial markets, because we do go through these cycles. We do go through these V recoveries every single time, particularly. So it's exciting times. You got a gift in the hand right now. It's a double play. Think about that. So not only are you getting the Ethereum play, the financial world order play, but you're also getting the MrBeast play as well, because only Bitmine Emmersion has a strategic corporate position in Bitmine, in MrBeast. Now, when MrBeast IPOs later on, maybe in a year, 2 years, we'll see when it happens, a massive re-rate. And of course, that re-rate would add a lot of dollar value to the share price of Bitmine Emmersion, in addition to all the bullish things that I just laid out about the app and the offerings that are coming up that will extend Ethereum's reach to the masses. It could be huge. Now, Tom Lee's put out some numbers, $50 to $70, but look, it could be way higher if we do get to see a $1 trillion valuation for MrBeast's financial in the future. So MrBeast Industries could be absolutely massive, let alone what's going to be re-rated for Bitmine Emmersion. So you can see the vision's going to be pretty epic. Imagine another $1,700 accretion value on MrBeast ownership, and also a $500, $1,000 price for pre-share issuance on Bitmine Emmersion. That's a massive gain from now. $20 is the share price, and you're always going to get probably a massive leverage play on these two top DATs. Now, the other thing sitting behind Bitmine Emmersion and, of course, MicroStrategy and Bitcoin is that these guys dominate 97%. These two chains, Bitcoin and Ethereum, dominate 97% of the turnover, really, in crypto. It's a big deal. So we're going to see, the main games play out, and the institutions are going to follow those main games, right? With the big liquidity, they can enter and exit very easily. And of course, now you're going to have this mass adoption thing through MrBeast. A massive amount of money is coming into the system, let alone the institutions. And the institutions that's why they're in positioning in Bitmine, guys. If you're wondering why the retail's selling off, Well, the institutions know. They have a lot of insights, probably from Tom Lee, about the vision, and of course they can see the big picture I laid out to you. So they're coming in and buying up all the shares in the Bitmine. So while retail is selling, very, very bullish future there. All right, so yeah, if we get this Clarity Act in the next month or two, game on, right? Game on. The regulations are in place. Crypto is ready for the avalanche of funds to flow. And then mass adoption as the secondary player there on MrBeast. So some exciting stuff. So anyway, that is the wrap up there. If you guys haven't joined Strategy Club, you want to get constant intel, how I see the crypto market and the wider trends being framed. I post that in the Strategy Club as part of the intel, and constant flows in there. So you will keep up to date with all the actions there and have a big picture understanding, as well as some of the micro opportunities that you can pick up in terms of picking up some assets there. So I dropped a few today around the stablecoin issuers. They're obviously going to make huge amount of money of issuances and through the government bonds, etc. And of course, also some of the main chains that are going to be required for tokenization, payment rails. So we talked about some of those as well. So some good opportunities there. And some of the big plays that are happening with the new monetary order and how Tom Lee is leading that. So some really good alpha drops there. I hope you guys enjoyed that. And yeah, if you're busy and you want to get more insights, join Strategy Club today. Just over $1 a day to join up. Links in the video description on YouTube, and of course I pinned to the top of the X account as well for the Crypto Night Show. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, and if you guys haven't followed on X, smash the follow at the top. Also hit the subscribe button on YouTube. We're streaming to 3 YouTube channels, of course, and that's a lot of fun. So that's kind of the backdrop. Now we're going to switch over from Ethereum, and you can see the big picture is super. I can't say it's the biggest thing on the planet, guys, and that's why Tom Lee's gone in big. Now, Tom Lee's worth about $2 trillion. He's gone all in on this move because he knows it's the biggest move on the planet coming up, and you guys are all here at the right time, right place. Pretty exciting. All right, we've got a couple more points in there. We've got Eddie in the house there. Hey, Eddie, good to see you. And we've got BC in the Matrix as well. Good to see you as well. Welcome to the chat there. All right, let's jump over to Pulse Chain. Obviously, Pulse Chain is having a bit of a hard time, even along with the rest of the market, but particularly a hard time. We lost a 0, so we've got 5 zeros now with Pulse Chain. Really struggling to hold the mark there, but on the positive side, with 5 zeros, you're picking up massive volumes. Now, I estimate that if you bought, I think it was 225 million Pulse right now, that's equivalent to, that cost you about just under $2,000. And that's equivalent to about $22,500 at the mean sacrifice price. That's how much difference. It's almost about 11x or something, a difference on the volume you can pick up right now. Isn't it? It's kind of insane when you're looking at it from that, but it's also a huge, beautiful volume opportunity for people to pick up. So, yeah, where will the bottom be? There's going to be a bottom at some stage. Is it now? Are we pretty close? Is it a month's time when maybe the Clarity Act gets approved in March or April? Is that the bottom? It's got to be pretty close, guys. And of course, when Ethereum, the rest of the market rallies, no doubt Pulse Chain will have a nice relief rally as well. So it's got to be getting pretty close. We're currently at 5 zeros, 9082. It's unbelievable the amount of Pulse you can pick up. And of course, along with X and other things, we have still seen some capitulation from some large Pulse and X holders, some that hadn't moved at all. And just recently in the last couple of days, decided to move and capitulate. So some of them have gone over to Ethereum, things like that. But that is the play right now. So pretty big opportunity for the old Pulse Chain there. You can see the monthly candles at the moment, and we are down. The low so far, the all-time low, 5 zeros, 8642. We're currently at 5 zeros, 9082 right now, just off the bottom. Let's have a look at the daily flow on the chart as well. You can see the daily flow there. We've been really challenging this 86, 8700 mark here with 5 zeros, but at the moment at 9 zeros, and with 5 zeros, man, the volume play is hugely different. Like I say, you can pick up about 225 million for about $2,000 right now, just under $2,000, and that would have been equivalent to the sacrifice price at about 22,500. So what an opportunity indeed. Now that is kind of the play. Let's jump over to the rest of the Pulse Chain, see how that's going right now. And we can see that we've got the 24 hours. We haven't got too many things moving right now. We've got Morbius, been around for 2 months. It's up 99% there. I don't know. Yeah, 23K volume. We've got Stacks, been around for 1 year. That's up by 98%. So a few coins being pumped there. Pew, been around for 6 months, up 90%. Time Dividend. So we've got one of our blue chips there. Time Dividend from the Internet Money Wallet. That is up 4% right now, sitting at 1/10 of a penny. Let's have a quick look at that chart This is one of the smaller pools, I think. I'm not sure if this is the biggest pool they've got, but let's have a quick look at that chart. So yeah, at the bottom of the range right now on the US price, but of course time is matched with pulse. So we're going to look at the ratio of pulse whenever you got something leveraged there, and it's still looking pretty strong, isn't it? 115. Look at that. So even the US dollar chart's down with the pulse price, the actual time is up against pulse. Bodes very well if you get a bit of a pulse reversal, no doubt, for the upside. And of course, Internet Money Wallet, I guess the main wallet of Pulse Chain, dedicated. But there's many more wallets coming, right? We've got Liberty Swap coming, we've got Ramp now, and one or two other providers as well coming as well. So that's pretty cool. UFO there sitting up about 3% right now, along with the PTC DAO. True Farm, of course, one of the latest big groups there. Big shout out to True Farm team and True2X. 1.6% right now at $1.04, seems to be holding pretty strong. We got Ink Dollar at the moment, one of our liquidity forks, 4 liquidity forks. We got the fifth one coming, haven't we? Maybe 6. Probably about 6 liquidity forks pretty soon. But that is up 1.3%. We've got the Rack and Michelle's one, don't we, coming, Coinwell. And of course, Vault 369. So 2 strong liquidity forks. Of course, Vault 369 really moving the paradigm shift there with the multi-chain, multi-collateral offering. So we're looking forward to that. I haven't seen anything on that recently, but we'll try to catch up on that. And of course, Fast Abdul. What else we got there? We got DAO Token at the moment is at number 10, up a little bit there as well. SolidX making a little bit of move up there at number 9. And those are our top 10 right now. So not a lot of green, only 11 green on our trending default view for Dex Screener. And everything else is down slightly. Sun Minimal still holding up pretty well at 5.5 cents. We're still expecting that to move to Solana at some stage, and we're got to get an update for that too. SCADA from Nuclear Supply is down 1%, so not too bad. We've got PTC to Grays not too far down on the top 20 there, down 2.7%. Some of the plays there, so there, not a lot of action there. Maybe some good shopping. Let's go down to the bottom and see what is down the most and see if there's anything worth picking up there. We've got some OG WebChef stuff there with the dominance. We've got some of the fork coins staked ETH there moving around pretty violently, down 22.5% today. We got Pepe down there, meme coin. There's a forked one, I believe. Is it? No, maybe. I'm not sure if that's forked one, but that's down 13%. Yeah, not forks, not 2 years or so, but that is down 13%. What do you got? Hex down here at the moment. So Hex made a little bit of a jump yesterday, but down about 8% today. We saw the pairs there as well as Peacock. Peacock had a good day yesterday. Pretty good, solid day anyway. It's down about 7.5% as well. So these are probably some of the more popular coins. Hex, of course, being Richard Hart's coin, and of course having a pretty big investor following, and of course Peacock there being the big frontier of privacy, not just on Pulse Chain, but in crypto generally. So leading the way on the old DeFi there. We're going to come up to and give an update about them too. So those are kind of the main ones there at the moment. So we're going to keep a lookout for those. Obviously, we've got some of the blue chips here like Vouch. We've got 2 big validators dominating the validators on Pulse Chain, giving you that sort of conservative pulse yield. That is Vouch, of course, and Validator X from the, was it Plus X, I think it is. And that's down about 5.8% at the moment. Our DEXs, we've only got really one main big DEX outside PulseX, that's 9mm. That's down 5.6%, but that's paying out, they're still paying out about, I think about 20K a month to their investors, and that's multi-chain too. So we've still got, we've got a good half a dozen or so blue chips, I would argue, on Pulse Chain, plus some pretty good quality farms, like Emmett Farm here. Emmett Farm holding at $1.35, down about 5 cents from yesterday, down 4%. And then, of course, we've got a lot of pump tires out there, and some pretty innovative cryptos like Unity out there as well, doing things a little bit different between ROI protocols and staking protocols, is how I'd put it. But also bringing some innovations like collaborative staking that we're looking forward to as well. Our DAOs like PTC the Grays down 2.5%. So not too bad on the market today, but certainly some of the popular ones there, Hex, Richard Hart coins, and Peacock down a bit today, and a few of the OG web chefs there as well. So that's our top marks there. Let's go quickly check on Liberty Swap and see how our frontiered privacy offering, multi-chain, of course, is going. And of course, these guys are really pushing the boundary of unified liquidity across chain, as well as, of course, as swapping and trading innovations as well. It is pretty exciting to see where these guys are going. And I'm just really enjoying it. They just keep delivering really great stuff. We got Maxime in-house there. Hello, good to see you. I feel special to be the only one here, says Maxime. Well, you're not the only one here, but we're streaming on multiple chains, so I'm not sure which one you're on. No, multiple channels, but good to see you in the house. All right, so let's look at the updates today from LibertyX. Liberty Swap. They got Liberty X as their next big product coming. It's expected, I think, this month, February. And Liberty X continues to tap into PulseX liquidity pools for deep sourcing. So this is kind of this, heading towards this unified liquidity, particularly based off PulseChain. But orders are handled through our intent-based architecture. So this is really exciting. If you use CalSwaps, kind of like that, the intent-based goes out and gets you, a market, on market, and off market solutions to give you your best deal. Orders are handled to an intent-based architecture, so you put out what you want, and it goes out and gets you the best results. MEV resistance, so hopefully you're not going to get done over by the MEV bots, and they won't get any notice on the blockchain that you're coming, and you get your deal done, right? So it's pretty cool. And of course, price improvements via competing fillers, and of course, reduced slippage compared to traditional swaps. So some really good DeFi enhancements there, and of course, a lot along with the privacy that you can get as well. A brand new modern intent-based order matching system is complete, and now with our security partner for final review. So we're at the frontier of this trading offering here. It is a big deal. So big shout out to Liberty Swap. We're looking forward to Liberty X, their next big DeFi off the cab, as it were, built for PulseChain freedom. So exciting stuff coming for the old Liberty Swap. So excited about this launch, let's say. I don't know what's going on there. I have a problem with my keyboard. I think it's probably the case. Excitement for for Liberty X. Let's just do that. Liberty X launch. All right. So that's pretty much it for that one. Let's scroll back up and follow the rest of their updates. Now, they've been doing a lot of buying and supporting of the Liberty of the Peacock price, so it's been pretty cool. Ready to scoop up some Peacock on the top of any platform fees. Pretty cool. So got their pulse in US dollars there. Adding more this weekend is for holding the line. So this weekend for holding the line. Now, of course, we're just coming out of the weekend. So they're buying some more Peacock there. Look at that, another $500 worth. And some more, they're 170. So they're just adding and adding and adding, and they're just accumulating. And the big whale now on the old Peacock, aren't they? The old Liberty Swap. So in good hands, it seems, in good hands. 5 years ago, crypto asset regulations are loosest they've ever been. And of course, we're expecting that to change, right, with the Clarity Act in. 5 years ago, keep bidding Peacock with cash and ETH. Indeed. And we do see the ratio to pulse pretty cool, just under 1,700 most of the time now. Which is pretty cool. How high will it go? Well, I'm sure it's going to go pretty high. Remember, Liberty Swap is targeting the top 50 on CoinMarketCap for Peacock. It has probably easily got the best chance of a meme coin on PulseChain getting to the top meme coins, which is only like 6 or 7 maybe at best that are in the billion mark. If Peacock gets to that, then it's another thing that's going to be a beacon of light to PulseChain and a sign of PulseChain success, right, against obviously the mega downtrend that we've experienced on PulseChain for multiple reasons. PulseChain's pitch: decentralized, censorship resistant, private, or going to zero. That's the 2 alternatives there. But Liberty Swap playing a huge role in frontier of privacy and trading solutions. So game on there. Really are, who else is doing that? They're so competitive. Not only Liberty Swap at this stage. Where the realist values Ethereum wants to have and actually retains true DeFi freedom, no compromises. So Liberty Swap there really delivering on that promise. Very exciting stuff going on there. So that is the old Liberty Swap. I hope you guys have enjoyed that update. So we've gone through all the bullish market coming up, as you guys can tell. A change in the world monetary order to blockchain. Ethereum going to rule that. PulseChain will be bullish off the shine off the back of Ethereum. And of course, we've got Richard Hart out there working his magic as well. He wants a PulseChain season to come up at the right time. Obviously, he doesn't completely control everything. He's got to ride through the cycles as well to some degree. But really looking at PulseChain season as well as altcoin season, which is going to be absolutely huge once it runs off the back of Ethereum and the shift of the Clarity Act. It really is going to be a huge thing for 26, 27. And that's all on the back of Trump's golden age of America. Probably 5-6% plus GDP. Big tax refunds, relatively good world security, and it's going to be a fun time. It's going to be a fun time. And so the best time to get really wealthy next couple of years is upon us. And of course, with AI coming, making a lot of jobs probably disappear, making mad gains in crypto during these Trump years is the best time, the most probable time, guaranteed. Remember, under Biden, Trump's policies were still playing out there under the tax bill there, and that created a nice employment boom there as well. So Biden got the benefit of Trump's policies from his 45, and now we got Trump's next level policies in 47. Of course, he had to fix up a lot of problems that Biden had left behind last year, and as well as set up the platform with the tax bill and the trade environment for what's coming up. Now, obviously, Trump's also, not only is he going to make crypto the number one thing, he's also going to be dealing with the U.S. trade debt, as well as the fiscal deficits, and of course the trade deficits, which he's been working on since last year. And it looks like he's made some pretty good progress there. We're expecting more of that. So the market will see that and go, wow, he's dealt with all those big three problems around the debt, fiscal, and of course trade deficits, and then of course also with the GDP of the US economy and creating a safer environment, generally speaking. If we were the Democrats in there, would be wars all over the place. They love their wars because they make good profits, right? They make good profits. Just ask Nancy Pelosi, right? Just ask Nancy Pelosi. And so, yeah, it is really important that we just look forward to this Clarity Act going through. That's just game on, guys, game on. So exciting times. So even though we're in a slump, we do get slumps, but this is really probably the last chance to really get in. We've still got a few more variables that are potentially volatile, like the Iranian issue. But man, I feel like it's going to be absolutely supercharged after that. I think the midterms are looking probably pretty good for Trump as well. I think we had a special victory where the Democrats were supposed to win, but I think the Republicans won. Just was it yesterday? Can't remember where it was, but that was pretty exciting too. So fun times ahead. Enjoy. Make sure you got the right stuff. Hopefully, I've dropped a few alpha bombs around that with the old stable coins and some of the main chains, matching some of the big themes we're coming up. But of course, if you want to get into the real secret sauce, get into the Strategy Club. Really is a great place to be. Just over $1 a day to join up. And you can join through the Whoop store, either in the video description on YouTube or pinned to the top of X as well. And don't forget to smash the subscribe and hit the follow button as well. We'll look forward to seeing you in Strategy Club, a private club, and we'll catch you in there. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you again tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed this time of day. Hopefully that suits as well. Obviously, I've made a big shift from temporarily from New Zealand to Australia. Be here for some time. So look forward to streaming around about this time approximately in most days. So exciting times ahead. Bring it on is all I can say. It's going to be glorious, guys. So get yourself positioned for it. Valiant says many thanks for all the alpha, Superman. Exciting times indeed. Hey, Valiant, appreciate it. Take care, everybody. I'm going to probably go out and get a haircut today. How about that? That's my reward today. All right, take care, and I'll catch you guys again tomorrow. And, of course, what do we got coming out later today, guys? Monster Thread number 42 is coming out. I know MVS Crypto is working hard on that. We've got some pretty amazing teams on Pulse Chain going to be showcased in there as well. If you are a team that wants to get showcased, hit either myself up or MVS Crypto, and you can get yourself in the Monster Thread as well. Pulse Chain's pretty much main newsletter. I mean, it's 35 to 50,000 people read it. We're expecting in a bull market that's going to get up into the hundreds of thousands. So get your brand awareness up, get yourself known on a consistent basis, and that is the best place to target the Pulse Chain community on an ongoing basis. Pretty awesome. Dean says, thanks for what you're doing. I appreciate that, Dean, and great to be here. Hey, once again, we're all sharing the same crypto journey, but man, we're here at the right time, at the right place, and it truly is going to be glorious. So game on. Or as we say, flame on. All right, bye for now. Take care.